Yes, people, welcome back to the first XI for the EFL show. I've actually got one of the fuckers to come on today. Obviously, the last one I did all by myself, which actually got some compliments. Ironically, Liam, who asked, "Could you do that?" Apparently, it was a lot quicker, and he enjoyed it more. But Liam is always a picky little, a picky little one, shall I say? So, no, Liam, we can't do that. But I am joined by Aaron. Aaron, how are we doing?
Questionable results. We'll go into it a bit
meant,
more, but
you're meant to reply. You're meant to reply. I'm fine, thanks. Now, no one needs to hear your life story.
but apart from that, I'm all right.
Excellent. No one needs. I'm not here. I'm not paid to do counselling. It's simply not part of my job description. I believe my job description, if I read my my contract from Indiana, by the way, I'm still waiting on my £1 million, is to host this show to a somewhat good standard. Yeah. Let's hope I don't get a job performance review. Big up to Riley, who says, "Evening, boys. Evening, Riley. How are we doing?" Rovers fan, I believe. At least I hope he is. If not, I've just insulted him. Liam will probably be in the comments in the near future. Knowing Liam, absolute agent, probably at something. But let's crack on. Because we've got some things to talk about. We'll start in EFL League One. Argyle lost to Wigan. Enough said about that, the better. Moving on, Doncaster lost 2-0 to Burton. Aaron, let's talk about this game, because I'm frankly not in the mood to talk about my club at the moment. All I will say is that we knew this tough period was coming, but boy, oh boy, did I not expect it to be this tough. But, the less said about that, the better. But Aaron, talk about your shitty little club, as Riley says. Yeah, good, and yeah, it's not been a good week for any of us, really, Riley. So you can join the group. You can join the group of I'm presuming depression, and all of that. I've started on the beers early. Big up San Miguel. Welcome to my stomach. But yes, you lost 2-0 to Burton. I'd love an explanation.
Funnily enough, this was my prediction as well. I predicted a 2-0
Funnily enough, you didn't send me your predictions, so you get 0 points this week.
Oh, no. I didn't. I forgot to send the predictions, but in my own preview, I did predict 2-0 Burton, and I got that one right. So.
Too lazy to send your own predictions. Now that's a markdown on your name.
Yeah. Honestly, we didn't show anything in that game for 90 minutes. We had no fight. We had no passion.
Hold on, it was 80 minutes when you had your first shot, so you didn't show anything for 80 minutes. Give some credit.
No, the shots that even the two shots we had off target were poor. Burton Albion were completely all over us. If they took their chance a bit better, they probably should have got 3 or 4 at least.
I'm glad they didn't.
Well, I'm glad and all. I'm glad it wasn't another 6-0. I mean, the first goal, the free kick, just went through everyone. And then the second goal, I watched it back on Quest. It was onside. There was a bit of controversy surrounding it, but people saying, oh, it's offside. It wasn't. The panelists agreed. I saw it back. I agreed. It was onside. It came off the defender. Even the glanciest touch, it came off the defender. I was a bit confused.
Well, I didn't watch it. Did the defender mean to play the ball?
Well, no, it sort of deflected a little bit off the defender as it went. It was a back heel goal from Jefferson in the crowded box.
What I sort of need to know is, did the defender make an attempt to play the ball, or to try and get the ball, to touch the ball?
Not really.
Then it's probably offside, but the less said about the better.
But I think the controversy at the start was that the referee was unsure and then went to the assistant, and the assistant was unsure, so they decided to give the goal instead. Yeah. And funnily enough, Daniel Jebison scores, who we were linked to in the summer. Of course, it's goal scorers that we were linked to in the summer that score against us. And yeah, the only positive this week is that Crew lost yesterday. That's the only positive in our week because it means we don't go bottom of the league. If Crewe got a draw against Ipswich, we'd be bottom of the league on goal difference. So that's the only positive out of this week.
Your goal difference is trash. I know that.
Oh, we are the worst score. We're not. Well, I think we're amongst the worst conceders of goals, but we are the worst scoring team in all 4 divisions of English football. It's a joke.
You're quite the disgrace to English football, aren't you? But talk to me about Wellens, because as you can see in the title, we've put, is it time for Wellens to go? To be frankly honest, Aaron, you've flip-flopped enough now. Try and make a decision now and try and stick with it. Right? We'll give you one last
flip-flop. I've always been Wellens in. I just haven't said the words.
We'll give you one last chance, right? To not flip-flop. So, because I've had your fans message me and we need to really handle this. Wiley says, yeah, mate, we've all had a shocker. I agree. So, are you Wellens in or Wellens out? Well, do you think Wellens can... actually, no. Are you Wellens in, you Wellens out, right? Do you want Wellens to still be your manager?
God, see...
It's not fucking difficult. I'm not asking you to do a fucking algebra question or fucking quantum physics. I'm asking you if you want your manager or not. I'll start. I like my manager. I'm Ryan Lowe in. Are you Wellens in or are you Wellens out? Very simple.
Well, I was just about to say it's hard because if you change the manager, it doesn't exactly change the situation because a manager is not guaranteed to get the most out of this current squad.
I get that, but do you want him in or do you want him gone? It's not a difficult
The run isn't all down to the manager. I want him to stay. I want him to turn it around.
You are so fucking political. Answer the damn question, Boris Johnson. Do you want Wellens in or do you want Wellens out? It's a very simple question.
Yes, I want him in. I want him to turn it around.
Oh, bloody hell. You're even more of a lost cause than I thought. Right. So you're sitting 23rd in the league. Your tactics have been shocking. I think you've won 1 game all season. You don't look like you know where the back of the net is. He's frozen out some of your players, and you're leaking in goals more than I've had a sex in the last 5 years. So would you explain to me what the fuck is Wellens doing to want you to trust him? Now, with Ryan Lowe last year, I knew it wasn't Ryan Lowe because the rest of the team was playing well. He just had 3 pineapples in defence who didn't know how to kick a ball. Right, so I was like, do you know, Andy had just got promoted with us, so he had a bit of you know, that bit extra in the bank. He had that bit that we could look at and we could go, right, okay, well, we know he can do it, right? He's proven that with us, right? So he's got that little bit of extra in the bank, and to be frankly honest, it's not his fault. These defenders are really, really shit. But I must say, some of the decisions in terms of transfers were not great, but I don't think it was wholeheartedly his fault. I could see that, and I could see the way to go and all of that. The Wellens, I'm seeing absolutely nothing about from a manager who is blaming the referees, blaming every single thing apart from himself and his team. Where the hell does he get? Where do you get your confidence that he'll ever turn this around? Right? Like where and why? Do you not think that a better manager would get more out of your team? Because he's not changed formation all season. Clearly, a 4-2-3-1 isn't quite working too well.
It didn't work under Darren Moore. It didn't work under Andy Butler.
And as Ryan Lowe did last year, at least he was flexible with his tactics. He moved to a 4-4-2. He moved to a 4-2-3-1. He tried different things to try and get the best out. The best that he can. So I'll ask what Wellens has done for you to even trust him to get the best out of this team, because he's not changed anything tactically. It appears that he just wants to blame referees or officiating decisions, all of that shit. What is he showing to you that means that he could turn this around in the near future? Because football's a results business, and I'm not going to lie, his results have been appalling.
Look,
don't say look to me. Give me bloody answers.
There's multiple reasons why Wellens isn't the sole blame for this season.
Give me them.
Well, firstly, he's come out and admitted that the players that he's got to his disposal, even some of the players that he brought in, he said he didn't feel like playing them. He didn't want to bring them off the bench. Like the bench, for example, against Burton, there was one player that he wanted to bring on then. The rest of them, he didn't want to bring them on because they were full of kids. What with Wellens, the thing is, I think because of what we've been dealt with this season with 10 plus injuries, with playing people out of position all the time, with constantly rotating squad, he's not been able to play the football he wants as well. He's admitted that he doesn't want to play. He's not had the chance to play the football that he wants to play yet. He's been forced to play a style of football that's not exciting to watch.
Welcome to being a football manager, right? And we've had injuries as well. Right? We've had long-term injuries to 5 or 6 players. Bristol Rovers have done the same, but none of us are near the bottom. In fact, Argyle are in the playoffs. So,
well, I don't use the injuries.
Why is that an excuse?
I don't use the injuries one as an excuse because Bolton had 14 players out and we lost 3-0. So there's no excuse.
You've literally just said he hasn't had the players to play his style of football.
No. He hasn't had players to play the style of football. But on the other hand, Bolton had 14 players out and still battered us 3-0.
I'm not talking about Bolton. I'm talking about Doncaster Rovers Football Club here. So give me more reasons why why you trust Wellens to turn this around. Because you've only given me another excuse. You're not showing me or you're not telling me there's something he's done. I can tell you what Ryan Lowe is doing. I can see an identity. I can see what he wants to do. I can see a philosophy. I can't see any of that with Richie Wellens. It's about according to Derek Adams, because he makes about as many excuses. I'm waiting for Richie Wellens to blame algae on the pitch for the next one. He might as well just ring up Derek Adams and go, "Can I have your playbook of excuses? I want to use them. I've used all the ones in my book. Can I borrow your book?"
The thing is, though, Richie doesn't exactly help himself when he comes out this week and says we've got one of the lowest budgets in English football. He knew his budget when he came into the job, so why take the job if he knew it was one of the lowest budgets in football?
Give me a reason why Wellens should stay.
Because the reason why is because I just think that it's just been one chance. He only had one transfer window. If we gave him one more transfer window to try and get him the players that he needs to get him the experience he needs in January, and if we get relegated, hang on. If he brings in the experience in January and it doesn't pay off, then we get rid of him in the summer.
So you're willing to risk your League One status to keep Wellens? Have you heard yourself?
I just think the players need to take responsibility as well, because players' performance as an individual areas have been poor.
That's absolutely fine. When Derek Adams was performing like a shit show, and I want on YouTube or Twitter at the point, but when Derek Adams was performing a shit show, when we were relegated from League One, I wanted that dickhead out in December. I have made it quite clear to friends of mine, to people I watch at the stadium, to my Argyle mates, that I wanted Adams gone in December. It was a shame we waited till April to get rid of him, but I wanted him gone. So you're risking your League One status on a whim that this manager, who has proven nothing apart from freeze 2 players out, when you're talking about fucking injuries, you've got 2 players he's not willing to play, right? When you've got a manager being a petulant little child, and you're telling me there's still reasons why he can succeed at Doncaster. It's a fucking joke.
The funny thing is, as well, today, we've been given a fine by the FA for not controlling our players during 2 of our games as well.
So I'll ask you again, is there anything that Richie Wellens has done that gives him any sort of standing that he will turn this around?
The reason why I want to keep Wellens in is because, firstly, we can't pay him off. Secondly,
why not?
If the players want him to go, he'll go.
How long's his fucking contract? How long's his contract?
Well, it's like Darren Moore. It's a 1-year rolling contract, because that's the only thing we can afford at the moment.
So you could easily pay that off. He will have 7 months of his rolling contract.
Apparently, compared to Darren Moore, there's a clause in his contract which makes it harder for him to leave or for clubs to get him, which I don't know which clubs would get him at the moment. But
yeah, but that's not you sacking him. It will still be a shame to sack him, right?
we're not a club that sacks managers. We've hardly ever sacked a manager.
My advice to you: become one. So you've got a manager like that, and your second excuse of players don't want him gone. The players have absolutely no say in this matter whatsoever. Right?
No, well,
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The players do not make decisions at football clubs. Not
They're
a
happy
chance.
with the training environment.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Harry Maguire's quite happy with Ollie's training sessions because he knows he'll back him. Right? So I don't want to hear that shit. Players do not make decisions at the football club. That is for your board. Right? They should be the ones to make a informed decision on if this manager can carry on. Not the fucking players. The players don't decide it. I don't. If I heard that players would decide if managers come and go at Plymouth Argyle, I'd lose my fucking shit. I'll be raging. So I don't want to hear that players are quite happy with his training sessions, blah, 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 because for all I know, they could be playing Uno in their training sessions. And of course, if I get to play Uno instead of actually having to work hard, I'll probably enjoy that. So I don't want to hear that excuse either. So that's two that are just bullshit. So you can get rid of him. And I don't think players should be the ones deciding if a manager comes or goes. Neither do I think it should be the fans. But I think the board should make an informed decision. So what's number 3?
The other
this is like rounders. I feel like a batsman where I'm just batting. It's like cricket. You're the bowler, and I'm just batting your excuses for sixes right now.
The other thing is, I think there's a deeper problem than that, and it's what's going on off the club, and I think it's the recruitment and what's going on at the club off the field.
So
if the board are happy to keep Wellens, if we were bottom of the league in March, then that's showing us what they think and how they back him. Unless they think he's the man to turn it round. If maybe the board are thinking, let's take a relegation to League 2 and take 2 steps forward. That maybe that's their thinking.
Look at Bristol Rovers. You beat Scunthorpe 1-0 and you barely got through that game. They're near the bottom of League 2.
Yeah.
So
I didn't take any positives from that.
I know you didn't, but what in God's green earth do you think are 2 steps forward from a relegation to League 2? You're struggling. Your budget is struggling for League 1. Right? You're apparently struggling. Your budget in League 2 is going to be a lot less than League 1. Your attendance is already shit. They're like 5,000. If that.
And apparently, according to one journalist, the old Michael Murray takeover story's gone quiet now, so there might not be any interest anymore.
So the thing is, a relegation could kill your club. To be honest with you,
I think relegation to League 2 would mean we won't go back up. I think we'll stay there.
What I don't get is why I am showing more passion and more drive to fix your club than a lot of your fans, because anyone right now who is Wellens in needs a good, strong smack in the face, because they need to wake the fuck up. Because to be frankly honest, it's hopeless. Like pinning everything on one man who's not done anything to show that he could turn it. Do you know what? If you were scoring goals, right, as well as conceding, I could be like, do you know what? At least he's scoring, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't look as shit as you did, I could be like, well, he is trying. There is something there. There's nothing.
I think Charlie had a point weeks ago where it's like Bristol Rovers when they went down to League 2 were making individual errors and just making basic mistakes.
The issue you've got is your defence is leaking like a sieve, and you
Tom
cannot
Anderson's
score.
Not as good as he was last season by a fact.
And you cannot score goals in a bottle, let alone on a football pitch. So the thing is, there's nothing I'm seeing from Doncaster. There's nothing. I'm seeing a manager hitting it. I'm seeing a manager just blaming everyone else, not taking accountability. You've had 2 6-0 thumpings in one season. That should be enough to get anyone sacked. The fact that Ryan Lowe had 1 was bad enough. Like, he's lucky the Fleetwood only put 5 past us when we went to their place. So that would have been 2 under him. But 2 6-0 thrashings, it's been abysmal. You're sitting second bottom of the league, right? You're sitting second bottom of the league. In terms of the table to get yourselves out, right? You are now 4 points away from Gillingham, who operate the last relegation spot, and you operate 6 points behind Morecambe, who are in 20th. You've had 3 wins, 4 draws, and 12 losses. You've got the worst goal difference in the league. I don't mean to bully you on this, and I hope I'm not, but I'm just being honest.
We're the
This is a
worst
shit show.
scorers. We're the worst scorers in English football out of all 4 divisions.
Don't make it worse for yourself, Aaron. I mean, I'm doing enough for you.
It's just facts. It's just facts. We're not as good as last season.
Not as good as last season, mate. You're not even as good as fucking Fleetwood Town or
See, the thing is, I mentioned this on a video previously. When Leyton Orient declined over a period of 3 years from top of League One to bottom of League Two, it was the owners. You could see that and what they were doing off the field, and it affected stuff on the field, and the players weren't playing for the badge, etc. And it sort of led to their decline before they revived. Like, we went from the top of League One with Darren Moore to second bottom in League Two with another former player in charge from Salford. It's like, how can you explain that quick of a decline in 12 months when you're bringing a new squad?
I can help you with that. Your manager's not good enough for League One.
What about the players as well? Some of the players not trying hard enough.
Right. So let's look through your starting lineup against Doncaster, because you've got a couple of them. Right. So
we've got a winger at centre back that actually did pretty well.
Galbraith, I like him. I think he's got a bit about him. Right. Matt Smith, is that a loanee or?
Yeah, he's the apparent assist king from the Arsenal youth.
Well, I like him. He's not too bad. He was in League Two last year. So Ben Close had a great season. He's Charlton, whatever. Ben Close had a great season. Pompey, good player. So you've got a midfield there. Tommy Rowe, obviously we all know Tommy Rowe's abilities.
Legend.
Right? You've got Dalberg. Apparently he's a fucking amazing goalkeeper. I've yet to see it. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea who the fuck the do is. Iwula.
It was a Wigan last season, but he was out of contracts in the summer.
Yeah, but I don't know these players. I know Anderson. I know he was at your club last season.
He's been here for years.
Your bench, Joe. Yeah, you have got a few loanies. You got Kakar. You got Thiago Kakar, who's meant to be this fucking wonder kid from Turkey. Again, I'm yet to see this wonder kid bit. Fucking 10 goals, I was told that he would score this season. Has he even got a goal this season yet?
I think he got one against MK Dons when we beat him.
So he's got another 9 to get, and with the way he's going, he's scoring 1 every 19 games. So maybe he'll get to 3. Right? Maybe he'll get to the benchmark of the wonderful 3. So he would be about 7 away from this double figures that we were all told he was going to get. But Forever Football says, Forever Rovers, not your one, says, hey, what's up? How are we doing? Riley says, Wellens out. Rivers can't cope this year.
Rovers really can't cope this year.
Oh, Rovers, yeah, I get that. Big up to Velverswan. Wellens should go, because he needs a new manager that can actually drop the fucking penny. He needs someone. You need someone who can get more out of the players you've got. Big up panel. Hope you're both well. I'm all good. And that says evening, lads. But last but not least, are you sticking by Wellens, or have I done enough to convince you that maybe it is time to get a change? And then you can work on your board. It's a bit like Manchester United, you know. The Glazers have been the issue for many years, but he didn't say, well, we might as well not sack Ollie because the problem is actually further up. I wanted Ollie gone. You can get a better manager in.
I'm not saying we can't, but it's just.
Well, then why? If you can get a better manager in, why not sack Wellens and go get that better manager and at least show some bottle and try and save your season?
Because I think the board believe that Wellens can turn it around, and many fans believe
I'm not asking you what you think the board believe. I'm asking you what you think should happen. Right? Not what the board. I could say Simon Hallett wants to rename football soccer. I could say that Simon Hallett wants to name us Plymouth Argyle Soccer Club. Right? It would not be true, but I could just say that. Right? I could be like, I think Simon wants to do this. Well, I'm asking you what you want. Aaron Chandler, the Doncaster Rovers fan, who should be able to, in his head, comprehend his own opinion, his own thought, what do you want to happen?
I'll give Wellens till Christmas, and
I
if we
give
don't
up.
get anything in the January
Moving
window,
on, moving on. Niall, big up Charles, who's buzzing, and Aaron's back with his shit team. Yeah, something
if
like
we
that.
don't get any business done in January, then we're relegated.
I'm done. I'm done. No, I've tried convincing you. It's like talking to a brick wall or a fucking clown. I've tried. If you want to allow your season to pitter off with this manager, to have even more signings, and then another manager have to try and come in and deal with that, and not give your new manager at least a bit of time to get some players that he would like to try and save your club, that's fine. That's your prerogative. It's not what I wouldn't be saying that. I would want Wellens gone. Give the new manager a January transfer window. See what he can do. Wellens is done, but it's your prerogative. If you want your club relegated. But moving on to Sheffield Wednesday, they drew 2-2 with Wickham. That's actually a decent result for Wednesday. I can't lie. Wickham flying high in League One, and Wednesday they've sort of got back on the bus or back on the bike, shall I say, and they've sort of started progressing up the league. What have you made of Sheffield Wednesday this season, or so far? I know they had their blip, but they seem to, as I say, they've got sort of back on that bike, and they're doing well. They're sort of flying high, 7th at the moment, but they're not doing too badly.
Yeah, I think Darren Moore's, tried to get them back on track. They were 2-1 up, and Wickham's free kick from Jordan Obita sort of got them the equaliser towards the end of the match. So, Wickham sort of saved the point, if you'd like. So I think there's still work to do for Wednesday, but maybe a point to point, and a point could be a good sign. Who knows? But for Wickham, they're just going up and up, and they'll be amongst that top 6 come the end of the season, guaranteed.
Yeah, you'd certainly expect them to be up there. But no, I think Wickham, even though they are terrorists and they are Al Qaeda Football Club or Al Qaeda Wanderers, they're doing somewhat good, a good amount of work. But moving on, Cambridge, unfortunately for them, weren't able to keep Sunderland at bay. An own goal from Mitov for Cambridge put Sunderland in the lead. So not the greatest way to start a League One match. They then pulled it back with Sam Smith. No, not the singer. He is a footballer. And then Nathan Broadhead with an absolute stunner was able to put Sunderland ahead. Sunderland take 3 points, but Cambridge can take a lot out of that because I'm not gonna lie, I had Cambridge to be near the bottom, if not in the bottom 4. But they're currently sitting 16th. They're performing way above expectations, I think, and credit to them. They're not the only one. Fucking Cheltenham up in 12th, which is a fucking madness. So Nat says in Moore we trust, and apparently Jayan says Bannon going to Donny for free. He's had an argument with Moore. I believe that when I see it. I think
I'd be very surprised if we did that.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised, but I'd be very surprised by that as well. But Aaron, Sunderland, what do you make of Sunderland?
I'm not looking forward to that visit at the Keepmoat Stadium the day after Boxing Day. I swear to God, I'm not looking forward to that game. This could be another 6-0 on 27th of December. Yeah, Sunderland seems to have found some form. I think Cambridge can hold their heads up and say they did well to, hang on for as long as they could against that Sunderland team, despite the inconsistent form at times from the Black Cats. But 3 points for Lee Johnson, another 3 points to keep his job. Cambridge, I don't think they're at risk of getting relegated. I think they're still adjusting to life without Paul Mullin. So I think they'll carry on. Maybe next year's the year they go down, but this season I think they'll be safe. But for Sunderland, I think they might bottle top 6 again.
It's always a strong possibility with Sunderland, that is. Lugano and Windass, massive for us to be back. That is massive. But look, Sheffield Wednesday, they're doing well. Sunderland, they just about survived, but I think the biggest shock of the weekend actually came from the Montgomery Waters Meadow. Daniel Uda in the 93rd minute secured all 3 points to drag Shrewsbury out of the drop zone. Steve Cottrell proving once again why he is a manager that should be respected. Obviously, experience might help in these. Just one. I don't mean to go back, but how many relegation scraps has Richie Wellens been in?
None.
Excellent. So, can I also say that when we sacked Carl Fletcher, who had also been in, I think, one relegation scrap, but he wasn't an overly experienced, manager. We sacked him and brought in John Sheridan, who had been in multiple relegation battles, and he was able to save us. So, all I'll say is a little bit of experience in your club doesn't go along. It goes a long way, and the reason Ryan Lowe works in terms of the lack of experience is because we were in League Two at that time, and we were never going to get relegated in League Two. So just chucking.
To be fair, a Rovers sort of freelance journalist fan has come out and said that maybe some kind of change, if Wellens isn't going to get sacked, is to bring in someone experienced as an advisor, like a Sean O'Driscoll or something that knows what it takes. I
would just sack your manager and get someone new in with experience. That's what I would do. Jayan says Plymouth get battered everywhere they go. That's funny because we won 16 games this year, mate. Or something. No, we were unbeaten.
Everyone has their blip. Plymouth will get out.
Also, who the fuck do you support? Because if you support, I swear, if you support Doncaster, I will fucking go for you. Let me know who the hell.
If you're a Doncaster supporter, I'm sorry for your loss.
Instead of hiding behind a capital J, tell me who the hell you support, because I would love to know. Just curious. Even if you support Wednesday, I'll still apologies, Captain Nat, for what I would. If he's a Wednesday fan,
oh my God, it's Exeter.
Right, I support Exeter third in the Prem, mate. You're not in the Premier League, mate. I can fucking assure you of that much. You're in
the Premier League 2.
You're in League 2. You have not got promotion to the League 1. God, when was your last promotion to League One? We're talking probably 2010. I think it was 2010 because
it must have been I think the last.
No, I'm pretty sure it was
2013.
It might have been 2010 or 2009, something around that era. So 12 years from now. So yeah, you've got that going for you. And since then, Argyle have been promoted to League One twice. So and that actually, since the time that you lot got relegated from League One, which was in 2012, Argyle have been through administration, nearly lost our club, fucking had multiple managers, had a fucking former player as a manager. We've brought in Sheridan and Derek Adams and Ryan Lowe. We've had a caretaker manager twice. We've been promoted to League One twice. We've been relegated once. We got back there as well. And now we're sitting fourth in League One. So pipe your fucking your thing down, and all is good. Wednesday fan, mate. So talk about the right team, please. Wednesday. I support Exeter. Wednesday fan, mate. Or a Wednesday fan. We battered you 3-0 twice. And you want to talk about us getting battered everywhere they go. Do you want to come back to home park, or have you lot finally got too scared of the stadium? That's 6-0 in 3 games, lad. Pipe down. Apologies, Captain Nat. I didn't mean to be so brutal. Also, unless Exeter Rugby, are they third in the Prem, maybe? I don't know.
I think it might be Exeter Rugby.
Well, then you play with the wrong size ball, mate. So yeah, Exeter need us to go down to 10 men to break us down. Embarrassing. A Doncaster fan calling us shit. Is that a Wednesday fan? I can't see.
I think that's Patrick Bamford. That's Bamford.
Fuck it now. Don't want to
That's
talk about
Patrick
Leeds,
Bamford. Is he a Middlesbrough fan or a Leeds fan? Because Bamford was in both clubs.
Well, he looks like he's wearing a fucking Leeds shirt. We don't want to talk about how shit Leeds are this year, do we?
Oh, no.
Fucking hell. Yeah. How's Beelzebub going for you?
How's the
Bit shit
bucket?
in there. Yeah, don't kick it on your way out.
Time to knock down this sandcastle.
Leeds are working at getting back to their own level. Get back to the Championship, you fucking frauds. 10 unbeaten, mate. You've lost your last 3.
Did you not see the 16 games before that?
Yeah. But again, I tweeted that out. Apparently, that's been forgotten already. You've lost.
It's a very reactionary fan base in modern football now.
You've got 33 points. We've got 36. So pipe the fuck down, mate. We battered you twice.
Oh,
mate. Oh, you're a Middlesbrough fan. Oh, it looks like a Leeds shirt there. Why have you got Bamford in a Leeds shirt, mate?
I was going to say Bamford just played for Middlesbrough at one point.
That's a bit of
unless that is a Middlesbrough away kit.
No, it's definitely the Leeds. It's the Leeds pink one. It's the pink one from Leeds. Pretty sure when they got promoted. But if you're a Middlesbrough fan, let's go see how Middlesbrough have been doing, shall we? Let's go to the Championship.
Well, they brought in Chris Wilder and sacked Neil Warnock. So
yeah, sacking Warnock, fucking forwards.
I think they just got their first win this weekend under Chris Wilder.
Middlesbrough. Well, you're sitting 12th in the Championship. Congratulations. Well done. Who are you piping up to, Aaron? You're a Donny fan. Can't hear you all the way down there. Well, pipe down, mate. I'll take on you. So that's 6-0. That is the aggregate score. Would you like to come back down to Home Park for a third? We'll play a friendly, shall we?
Or come to the Keepmoat Stadium when we're a wounded animal.
Aaron, don't try doing that. You'll give them a win. But yeah, pipe down, mate. You've already been battered by a 6-0. But I guess Wednesday get battered everywhere they go. But moving on to League 2.
I was going to talk about Shrewsbury.
Oh, crack on. I was just abusing the viewers. My favourite time of the show, actually.
Yeah. How's Darren Moore doing for you? Is he going to keep steering that wheel? But no, you know what? Steve Cottrell, this was his 1-year anniversary game in charge, and what a way to get the 1-year anniversary, the 93rd minute, after all Steve Cottrell's been through this year. I mean, he absolutely deserved that win as a manager. He deserved it 100% after all he's been through. Let's see if Shrewsbury can get out of the relegation zone now. For Charlton, it's their first loss under Jackson, so hopefully this is just a blip for Johnny.
Why do all these motherfuckers blame on injuries? Like, we had Niall Ennis out, we've had Bolton out, we've had Mayo out, we've had Cooper out. Just fucking take the loss and deal with it, mate. I'm guessing you're probably like, 13 or 14 because you act like a bit of a wanker. So, just go ask your mum to suck on her titties, go get your warm milk, and then go tuck yourself up into bed.
His surname is the same surname as one of our worst members of Doncaster Rovers in history under the Ken Richardson era of 1998, which, if you are related to Mark Weaver, you're a prick.
No, Charlie. No, Charlie, today. It'll be back in a couple of weeks. Aaron over Georgina, I agree. But moving on to League 2. Hopefully that Jayan has fucked off now. He's doing Madden. But let's talk Forest Green Rovers because they managed to. I think they beat it. I love it when Niall is in the mood. Yeah. Well, all you got to do is send a couple of people my way, and I'll start fucking hitting them for 10. But let's talk League 2 and let's talk Forest Green Rovers. They absolutely destroyed Bristol Rovers. Maybe not destroyed. Maybe that's the wrong word. But Jamil Matt, former Argyle lad, put in the 2 pass, one from a penalty. But Godwin Meafy got sent off for Malif. Got sent off for Forest Green. Yay, Forest Blue, what a team. Okay, JM. Clearly you can't read, but I guess that's just something that they don't teach you in school nowadays. But Chris says that's null for you. Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of cans in me as well, so it'll get even more. I'll become even more, shall I say, loose-lipped once I start getting into the 4th or 5th. Let's hope we don't do that on this show. Aaron, Bristol Rovers, they epitomise sort of inconsistent, but they're sitting 16th now. It is so tight, mind you, in League Two. I mean, Hartlepool all the way up to 10th, Tranmere are separated by 3 points. I'm not even joking. Like, if you go to Salford, they're separated by a point. So that's really, and Salford are 11th. That really is the that is just League Two for you. It's just so tight there. Do you know what? If Bristol Rovers can get on a run, they can get playoffs this year, and I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not even joking. All you've got to do is put on a winning run, and you're looking at playoffs. So it's not all over, but in terms of Forest Green, though, they're sitting very handy, 7 points, 7 points away. Plymouth are only famous for pie face. If he supports someone else, your team is bottom of the league. Well, believe it or not, famous fans don't actually matter, because Michael Jackson supported Exeter City, but I'm sure they would love me to remind them of that. It doesn't. Famous fans don't necessarily mean that your team is going to pop. I mean, you know. Also, Plymouth Argyle have had some of the most. We've had Peter Shilton. I'm pretty sure he's probably a bit more famous than fucking Pieface. So you got fucking Peter Shilton. You've got fucking who else? Oh yeah, you got Balassi, who used to play for us. So you're just a bit of a muppet, to be fair. I don't think you understand football. Okay, if you just go off which famous team people have you got supporting your club, then you really are a bit of a dick, aren't you? Or clueless, one or two. You could be clueless, like, could be clueless. Yeah, just trying to work out his angle. He's a bit of a dick. Chris says, has to be Forest Green. Yeah, at last it does. Yes, Pieface did go on Big Brother for the people to watch that shit. Aaron is finally Wellens out. He is not. Why does Pieface being a fan matter? He ain't the manager. That half the Argyle team know who he is. Oh, the Argyle team know who Pieface is, but believe it or not, I think it's Ryan Lowe that is why we're not bottom of the league, and the players. But you know, famous fans means Jack these days. We never met nothing in the fucking first place. Like, you know, based on famous fans, would be a best team in the world. Lua's wife. Okie dokie. So Vel's got a boner looking at Lewandowski's wife. But Aaron, talk to me about Forest Green Rovers.
This is going to be their year. Surely they can't bottle it this year. And for Bristol Rovers, let's see what happens in December with this court case, if they need to replace the manager or not.
Probably be hoping for at this precise moment. They'll be hoping that they do have to replace him. Ravi says, "Yeah, Big Brother is trash. It is. I don't care for famous fans, and neither do I. I don't really give a shit. Ballon d'Or is a joke, by the way. It is actually our most famous fan is Josh off fucking The Last Leg. What's his last name?
Josh Widdicombe. I think our most famous fan is. I think our most famous fans either Jeremy Clarkson or Louis Tomlinson from One Direction.
Josh Widdicombe is going to be more famous than fucking Pieface, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I think we've got Louis Tomlinson from 1D or Jeremy Clarkson or Sheridan Smith.
Yeah, they'll probably be up there. How did Van de Beek not win Ballon d'Or? Well, we really are.
Doesn't get played.
So our most famous fan is probably thinking of it. We've got a drummer of Bastille as well. So yeah, just two more famous people, more famous than Pieface. Not that I dislike Pieface. I'm just saying that these two are more famous. So yeah. Suck on that, dickhead. Moving on. Carlisle finally got a win. Carlisle, sorry, I said that way too enthusiastically. Carlisle United actually won a game for once. Okay, I haven't said that any better. Fuck it, Carlisle won. They must be absolutely buzzing. And Walsall not doing too badly in the league either. 14th, as I say, it's so tight. Carlisle, they're not in the relegation drop at the moment. That's Oldham and Scunthorpe. Carlisle, can they save themselves? They've sacked their manager. They've brought in someone more experienced. Maybe that could work. Just thought I would
throw that out there. But like you said, though, it's so tight at the bottom. We could be adding. I mean, if it stays that tight up until April, May, we could be looking here at a 5-team relegation battle on the last day of the season in League Two, which for the neutrals would be a fantastic watch, because it's like, well, this team's down, then if half an hour later this team's down.
Fucking hell, brutal. That's a bit like when you have the fucking clock on for when Bury and Bolton nearly went out of administration. Well, Bury did. You fucking harsh bastard.
If we've got 5 teams in a League Two relegation battle on the last day of the season, that's gonna be a fucking great day for the neutrals.
Oh, fucking wait! Why don't you just say, "Can't wait for one of you two to get fucking relegated"?
No, for the neutrals, it's like watching 5 teams in 2 places. It's like the drama of the final day of the season. You never know which way it's going to turn. You never know when the script's going to be written.
Let's just hope there's a promotion then, and we can fight on something a bit more, positive instead of which club's going to get knocked out of the Football League. You harsh wanker. Kenny says, "Now, are you going to do a Ballon d'Or reaction tonight or Premier League predictions or nothing?" When it's a fucking Monday, it's the weekly review show, you prat. I told you about that yesterday. Swear this kid don't listen. So, moving on. Let's do Port Vale Hartlepool. Port Vale 2-0 win. What did you think of this one?
Pretty standard. I think Hartlepool's sort of dropped since Dave Challoner left for Stockport. I think it's a decent Port Vale win. Maybe this is their year to climb into League One, but we never know, do we? So yeah, we'll see what happens. It could be one of those years where they're in the top 3 and then they sort of drop into the playoffs, or maybe out the playoffs before the end of the season. So we'll see what happens. But for now, it's another good win.
Well, from 2nd to 5th, 6th, they're all separated by 2 points. So, it is very tight at the top of League Two as well. So
League Two's so tight. Anyone could go up and anyone could go down.
It is. Exeter, though, they drew to Rochdale, which, if you know ball, you know that's a poor result. Rochdale sitting 13th, though. They'll probably be delighted with that point. Exeter, on the other hand, a little bit shitty, isn't it?
Yeah, Exeter, the draw specialist, strikes again. Well, not officially the draw specialist now. Obviously, they're one of the draw specialists. Rochdale, I think they found it pretty tough. Obviously, there's been that whole "don't sell the Dale" stuff going on all over the summer about the controversial takeover that could have happened to Rochdale. So I'm glad that that's not gone through as it stands. So, Rochdale still have a club, and hopefully they'll find a way through this.
Hopefully. And then last game is actually Scunthorpe, who got a crucial point away at home to Bradford. Bradford, on the other hand, are failing to impress anyone, to be honest. Kenny says, "I'm after that. There'll be nothing after that. I'll probably be too drunk." But no, in terms of Bradford, they've been woeful. They've really
in terms of the expectations that were set when Derek Adams came into that club, in my opinion, Derek Adams has failed those expectations. And I think if Bradford had any sort of thinking process, what they would do is they would seriously consider Derek Adams' position. And I think one more drop of points or a run of defeats in 2 or 3 games, he'd be gone by Christmas.
Yeah, it was Jan Sonongo, another former Argyle player that saved Derek Adams' ass. So it's always Jan Sonongo because fucking Adams loves.
By the way, relating to League Two, but not related to the scores here. Who's Stevenage's new manager?
Oh, Tisdale.
Fuck my life.
They've actually gone and picked out Tisdale's shit for League One.
For League Two, that's decent.
Well, that's the thing. He's a shit League One manager, but boy, when it comes to League Two, he's Don.
He knows what to do.
He knows it, and he's used to working on a small budget. Just ask Exeter, but yeah, bit of a mad one there. But to finish the night, Charlie is running away at the moment at the top, and I've closed the gap to 2 points to Aaron.
Hang on, you were second before. How have I gone second?
You had a good week, I think. But yeah, Jen says, watched all the vids, boys. Love these. Keep it up. Thank you, Jen. Yes, 2 points only separates bottom two, and Charlie is running away. But still lots of points up for grabs. We'll be doing an FA Cup one this weekend.
Not looking forward to this.
So that should be an interesting one. You've got Mansfield, I believe, haven't you? So
they knocked out Sunderland.
Yeah, you're fucked. Argyle are away to Rochdale on TV again. But
see,
Sunday,
the thing is, though, you know, the weird thing is, though,
Sunday to 1 minute. Sunday 12:15 in Manchester. I'm sure we're gonna love
it. The weird thing is, though, look back a few years ago when we were struggling in League One. I think it was League Two. Actually, I think we were either bottom four of League One or we were in League Two. We were struggling in the league, but we almost knocked out Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. So we end up having a good cup run when we have had bad league form. So maybe the pattern continues where we have bad league form and we have a good cup run. Who knows? I don't know.
Right now, you're probably going to want to focus on the league, but that's all we've got time for. Because I've got to go on to another podcast.
I've got a Chinese takeaway to eat and all.
Aren't you lucky? But yes, I've got to go on to another podcast. I'll be on Monday Talks Football if any of you so wish to join me over there. I'll be there talking the Premier League weekend so far. Make sure you also tune into my channel, Let's Talk Premier League, 9 p.m. for the weekly review show. We'll be picking team of the week and forward of the week. So which player is going to get forward of the week? Also going to be picking the best player of the weekend. So that will be picked out of the team of the week. So join us over there as well. That's at Let's Talk Premier League. But Aaron, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Aaron_Challoner, Instagram at Aaron Challoner Official, YouTube at Coaster Chal, and ForeverFootball.FC. The Mansfield preview is coming on Friday. We do have a match on Wednesday in the Papa John's Trophy, which I won't be covering, but I will be watching because it is still a Donny match at the end of the day. But Friday, Mansfield preview, Saturday, the review. I will be at the Keepmoat Stadium to watch it as well, so I'll see you a lot there at the Keepmoat Stadium. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can move forward in the FA Cup. But if Mansfield can knock out Sunderland, then they've definitely got a shot, and they're bringing a lot of fans with them. So it should be a good atmosphere as well. So looking forward to it.
You're not looking forward to it, are you?
No.
And on that note, we'll end it there. Thanks for watching, guys. But until next time,
see ya.
There it is. Until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.
See ya.